Air transportation plays a vital role in any country's growth by accelerating the convergence of goods and persons. Developing the aviation industry may also present an opportunity to mitigate chronic transport problems that the road network cannot solve. In this mix of aviation growth are airlines, airports, cargo, and the ground handling sector. Aviation this week takes a look at how the industry can take a leap for the better by investing in every subsector. Our background report is up next.
The world's airlines carry over 3 billion passengers a year and 50 million tons of freight. Providing these services generates 9.9 million direct jobs within the air transport industry and contributes $664.4 billion to global GDP. Compared with the GDP contribution of other sectors, the global air transport industry is larger than the automotive industry, which accounts for 1.2% of global GDP, and chemicals manufacturing, 2.1%. In fact, if air transport were a country, its GDP will rank it 21st in the world, similar to that of Switzerland or Sweden. Here in Nigeria, aviation contributes a paltry amounts to the GDP of the country. Many believe the federal government is not living up to its promise, despite investments in infrastructure.
I believe the federal government needs to harness aviation as a tool for economic and social development in Nigeria. If you look at Singapore, many years ago, the wise government of Singapore harnessed aviation. And today that island state, which is probably not bigger than Lagos State, is a major hub in Asia, a hugely successful aviation market. Why? Because of aviation. If we look at Dubai a few decades ago was a desert, but the government of Dubai, the Emirates, UAE, they harnessed aviation deliberately, strategically, successfully. They harnessed aviation as a tool for economic and social development. Can you talk of Dubai today without aviation? No.
Within a 7-year period, 6 airlines have vanished from Nigerian airspace, as only 7 airlines are currently operating in Nigeria, with some barely in business, compared to the 13 airlines that operated 7 years ago. Worse is massive drop in the number of aircraft from 92 to 42. Experts in the industry say these patterns do not exist in a vacuum and liken the challenges of operating in the country to an unfavorable business environment.
If the policies that we're talking about, too many taxes, AON has said it again and again, everything they listed in the argument is true. Those problems will kill those airlines if not seriously addressed. Give birth to a national carrier tomorrow that Mr. President promised. Those problems will kill that airline or burn. But those problems must be addressed. And while government is making effort to address those problems, the airlines put their acts together. They must. 1, 2, 3 aeroplane in an airline is not. You want to be a charter operator without a schedule. It's okay. Be a charter operator, just do one-off, But you want to be a scheduled operator and you want to dare international. You want to go to Ghana. You want to go to Senegal. You want to go to London. Once you want to tamper into that, your fleet shouldn't be less than 20.
Owner manager syndrome is a major thing that kills the airline. Whether it's national carrier, whether it's a private carrier, owner manager syndrome killed Nigeria Airways. The MDs they put there were titular MDs, while decisions were being taken over and above them. The private airlines, if you check all of them that have collapsed, name them. Whether you're going to start with Okada, whether you're going to talk about Cabo, whether you're going to talk about Chanchangi, whether you're going to talk about Flash, whether you're going to talk about Bellevue.
Arik Air, Air Peace, Overland Airways, Medview Airlines, Aero Contractors, First Nation Airways, and Asman Airlines are still in the field, operating, but they are not also having a field day. For airlines to survive and operate profitably for the long term, it may be time to come together and pool resources.
Our airlines need to pay focus on the unit cost of their operations, on their yields in terms of the fares and on the load factors. We need a strong business plan and a sound management for airlines in Nigeria to survive and prosper. The combined fleets of all Nigerian airlines is about 40 aircraft. Ethiopian Airlines, one airline, operates over 90 aircraft. So we are saying in this great country of Nigeria, the combined fleet of all the Nigerian airlines is smaller than Ethiopian Airlines.
With air transport playing a dominant role in inter-regional movements of tourists, which normally entails travel over long distances, facilities for passenger movement and comfort is key in the country where the federal government manages 22 airports and is looking to private-public partnerships. Beyond airlines and airports, aircraft maintenance can also employ a large number of people in the sector. If the sector becomes much more expanded, workers in other on-airport positions and the development of the cargo subsector will eventually make a viable industry, and to foster this projected growth in a sustainable manner, a large number of investments in the modernization and expansion of quality aviation infrastructure are required over a long period.